I commanded Twitter and Facebook individuals to ask me some questions, and now I'll answer them, much to the chagrin of all those who had hoped that I was dead. Sorry to break the bad news to you this way. It's only downhill from here. I'm gonna GoPro it. I'm gonna GoPro live stream it from the bridge I jumped from. What's your preferred kind of shit sandwich? White Rhino on rye. Is there anything you don't hate? This creature is living proof that insects are edible as long as you believe in yourself. I don't know, maybe if PewDiePie would just knuckle up and deep throat a cricket, I wouldn't feel so irritated by his undeserved popularity. If you want to make it into my decrepit tome of a good book, just swallow a couple fireflies and call me when you shit a strobe light. Can you write my college essays for me? You fucking people don't pay attention to anything. Asking me to write your essay for you is like asking somebody with a DUI to Uber you to your one-night stand's house. Even if I somehow manage not to fuck it up, you're still gonna wake up sad and empty when you take a closer look at the grimy aftermath you've wrought. What's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor? I don't know. What's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor? What size silicone breast do you prefer? What color strap-on dildo do you fancy? In all three of these cases, I'd rather just put something actually real into my mouth. Can you rewrite my Twitter bio and username to really fit in with the holidays? Alright, well, based on what you have already, just go with Pumpkin Fucker. Then the bio says, read the name. You know what I do. Where do I learn more words? You always know so many. When I was in 3rd grade, my teacher made me read a dictionary as punishment. In retrospect, I should be grateful because I have this vocabulary, and also because, like 20 years ago, the punishment would have been to hit me in the face with the dictionary and then call me the N-word. How do I become a decent human being? Asking me how to be a decent human being is like asking a pit of feces the size of a Rwandan mass grave how to become digestible nutrients. My point is, we're long past it. We've long since allowed the idea of decency to Eric Clapton's kid its way out of an open window. How do I react when hotel guests are yelling at me about prices I can't control? Alright, step 1. Obtain a copy of their room key and wait till they go down to the hotel pool to appease their 8-year-old kid by pretending to watch him dive, when in reality he's very obviously just doing a series of belly flops in such a way that the ensuing skin rash would make friends and family suspect some kind of severe abuse. Step 2. Go into their hotel room, cut open the mattresses and stuff a bunch of raw trout in there, or whatever fish is seasonal in your area. When they inevitably complain, tell them they've been upgraded. Call it the Swashbuckler's Suite. Then hit them with a belt. How did you come up with the name UnderDetention? I was in like 9th or 10th grade, and I was incapable of coming up with any good names for anything because I was far too concerned with what my dick was doing when I wasn't looking. Heroin or cocaine? Man, you know me so well. As much as I enjoy female superheroes, pun, I don't know too many who can go like this, and then immediately feel like they could bare-knuckle box a grizzly bear into exhausted submission, fuck that bear in its still occupied eye socket, and then strangle its hibernating cubs to death until somebody draws their attention to a more pressing matter, like what are all these bugs doing under my skin? I guess my point is neither. Or both. If you had to compare yourself to a fictional character, what would you pick and why? Any and all wieners hidden in the back of children's cartoons. That rock that Charlie Brown gets in the Halloween special. Disappointing and malicious. Also constantly hard. Gene Wilder and Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, because if a fat little Aryan contaminated my chocolate pond with his homunculus KFC hands, I also wouldn't feel any sympathy when he drowned to death. How did you and Matt decide to make a channel together and or do videos together? I don't know, our cum taste the same? Would you recommend dropping out of university? I don't know, if it makes you feel better, don't call it dropping out. Call it a graceful exit. I could think of a note or two I plan to write that'll employ the same phrasing. Why do people smack food when they eat? Explain this using science and your best educated guess. You know, it's funny you should mention that because there actually is some very interesting science behind this. It's because they're, fucking disgusting. How does doing your best impression of a wet trash compactor enhance anybody's eating experience? Oh, thanks for the sneak peek at what's going to be happening in your lower intestine in about 20 minutes. You know, next time you witness this behavior, just stick a whole carrot in there in between chews. Maybe they'll pop a tooth out, and then they'll close their mouth for once because now they have something to hide. Or maybe they'll be so taken aback by your concern for their vitamin C intake that they'll actually listen to you when you tell them how much of a fucking scum pig they are. If you could replace your dick with anything in the world and it still functions as a dick, what would it be? Propeller blades. That way when I helicopter the shit, I actually achieve liftoff and travel somewhere. It'd make for a speedy getaway if I ever feel regret about the person I've chosen to lie with. Like, oh, you have a horn. Alright, bye. Plus, guaranteed that I'm gonna hit all the walls. You lift, bruh. No, never. As a matter of fact, I reverse lift. I only push things down. Standards, expectations, hopes, my spirits, child's head in a full bathtub. Do you miss your long hair? Would you have fond memories of a decade-old mop from an inner-city school cement glued to your head that provides you with stringy non-nutrition down your throat whether you like it or not, and makes people say things to you like, I don't want you to come over because you clogged my pool filter? Would you rather have a foot-long nose or a foot-long tongue? I can't imagine smelling things to be any more compelling just because you stood a little bit further away from them. Conversely, I can see great value in being able to lick my eyeballs like a giraffe. I'd win every staring contest. I'd also win every try not to vomit contest. What is your honest opinion of the state of things in the world? Not enough black people being killed by white police. Too few rich white potential presidents getting way more attention than they deserve. And let's bring date rape back. I'm starting to run out of reasons to go to parties. Like, you realize I live in a fucking basement, right? Like, if you asked me about the state of the tree in my backyard, I would say, well, I certainly hope it's still up, because if it wasn't, I'd be dead. Well, that was a lot of questions. Props to the one individual who tweeted me 20 questions in 20 individual tweets, because that's the number one way to get me to ignore every single effort you put into anything from now until people put effort into your wake and funeral. With that being said, my favorite color is purple, because I'm so close to gay, but I'm not quite there yet.